Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, today, what we'll do is we will do a little bit about history, one of the most interesting chapters. This is for again 7th grade ICSE syllabus. So, let's quickly dive into it. Okay, so we will be looking into the Vijayanagara and Bahmani kingdom. Okay, here is the timeline. Just go by your textbook, look into your textbook, and you can find when was the Vijayanagara Empire established or founded around 1336 CE, and 11 years later, the Bahmani kingdom was came into existence. The most famous ruler is Fizur Shah Bahmani and Muhammad Gawan. And later on, after Muhammad Gawan, the Bahmani kingdom was split into five different kingdoms. Maybe they want to divide the property share and they said, okay, you take this, and they went on. With Vijayanagara, most of the time Sangama dynasty. They were, again, with Vijayanagara, there were three dynasties: Sangama, Suluva, and Tuluva. With Sangama dynasty, it had the longest reign, and then came the Suluva and Tuluva dynasty, and in between that, we also the most famous ruler is Krishna Devaraya, who ruled Vijayanagara for 20 years. It's known as the golden era of Vijayanagara dynasty. And then the Battle of Talikota happened, where all these five kingdoms came together, and three out of five actually came together and defeated Hampi. Not Hampi, defeated the Vijayanagar Empire. Yeah, so let's look into it. How was their life? How was the administration? How was it established? Okay. So what happened is around 14th century, right? The Delhi Sultanate. I think in 14th century it was Tughlaq dynasty which was ruling uh, Delhi, right? And it had become very weak. So in the Deccan and in the south, two powerful kingdom came into existence. Yeah, as I mentioned, in a gap of 11 years, two powerful kingdom was established, and both were separated by this Krishna River. So how was the boundary drawn? It was the Krishna River. Okay, where is this man? Which formed the boundary. Okay, so the Deccan Plateau is the Bahmani kingdom, and whole of South India is the Vijayanagara Empire. Okay, this is how it was. And this Raichur Doab, right? This was very fertile land. I don't know how fertile it is today, but this was the most fertile land, and both fought for this fertile land to capture this. And the Vijayanagara Empire had their capital here in the border itself, Hampi. And yeah, let's look into it. Okay, so yeah, look at this. They both fought for 200 years only for this small piece. They should have told, oh, yeah, I keep here, you keep here, and let this become like a union territory. But they both wanted that. Okay. So what happened is there is a ruler or a person by name Gaisuddin Tughlaq. He had in fact arrested these two princes who were in the court of Warangal. Maybe they were the prince there, and he took them to Delhi. But later on, I don't know what realization came to him, and he said, "Okay, I'll release you. Go." And they came down. They said, "Okay, it's a time for us to set up a new empire because the Sultanate is very weak, and there's an opportunity, something like a startup kingdom." They started, and they were guided by their guru Vidyaranya. Okay, so Harihara and Bukka are the two brothers, and they identified a nice place called Hampi on the banks of Tungabhadra river. So Vijayanagara means the city of victory. Okay, and this kingdom was ruled by four dynasties ruled this kingdom: Sangama, Suluva, Tuluva, and Aravidu. Yeah. So the most famous ruler of Vijayanagara, again as I mentioned, Krishnadevaraya, he belonged to Tuluva dynasty. After that, Aravidu came and Damar. Battle of Talikota happened. Okay. So this person, right, this ruler, right, Krishnadevaraya, undoubtedly he was the greatest ruler because he could defeat the Bahmani rulers and capture that Raichur Doab, and he also went on a war with Raja of Odisha and he defeated him also, and he made good friendship with Portuguese so that he could get good horses from them. But Portuguese and horses, I think it was Persia, right, who used to sell horses. Maybe Portugal also had some 2 3 horses. That's why that Ronaldinho keeps jumping. Not Ronaldinho, Ronaldo keeps jumping like horse. Okay, and during his time, this famous epic poem Amukta Malyada Amukta Malyada was written in Telugu, and he had 8 important poets called Ashtadikgaja. One of them was Tenali Rama. We all know about Tenali Rama. And he was an ardent Vaishnavite, but he respected all other form of Hinduism. Uh, he was the one who and where the famous Vittala temple was built during his rule, and also this is known. Hampi is known for what, the stone chariot and musical pillar. When we were kids, we used to visit that, and kids used to take stone and start hitting those musical pillars. It used to make some good sound, man. Yeah, we have seen that. Now they have put one fence around that. No one should go and hit it. But yeah. So how was the life in Vijayanagara? According to this foreign traveler, right, the Portugal traveler Domingo Pace. This guy doesn't look like Portugal traveler Domingo Pace. He looks like Ronaldo. Okay. Okay. And he and Abdul Razak from Persia, they visited and they made a note in their book or whatever journal they would have kept. They said this is really huge, this is really rich, and this is really cosmopolitan with many different cultures. Something like Bangalore only, yeah? Or Mumbai, or Hyderabad, or Gurgaon, yeah? And the economy was trade was very active during those time. If you go to that Vijayanagara, right, there is a bazaar, and where they used to sell this diamond, gold in that street, yeah, and silk and spices were the main products which are sold, and agriculture was again the main source of livelihood and also income, because farmers were supposed to pay 1/3 to half of their harvest as tax. Now with 18% GST only, people are shouting. Imagine if government would have said, give me 1/3 of whatever you are. But we paid 30% tax now, income tax. Oh, on top of it, 18% GST. Yeah? But farmers don't have any tax now. Okay. And women, right, they were equal participant in the social and cultural life. One of the traveler mentions that he could find women who were good in astrology, soothsaying, and also in wrestling. Yep, thank God I'm not born in that era. Or WWF only. And the Battle of Talikota in 1565, in fact, erased this Vijayanagara dynasty. And these same Samanta kings, right, who were in Mysore, the Wadayar came up after this dynasty. They were already there, but they became that the flag bearers of Vijayanagara, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Now let's look into Bahmani Kingdom. This was founded by in 1347 by Hassan Gangu, and maybe he didn't find his name cool and he took the title as Alauddin Bahman Shah. That's why it's called Bahmani Kingdom. Or maybe something would have happened and they said, okay, why don't you change your name? Okay. And this is exactly located north of Krishna River. So Krishna River was actually a border for both of them. Yeah. And their capital was Bidar. And this kingdom, right, the golden age of this kingdom, just like Krishna Devaraya, Muhammad Gawan was the guy who uh, was very powerful. Under his ministry, it became very strong. He bought peace, he added new territory, and he also recovered Goa from Vijayanagar. People were fighting for Goa from that time. Huh? He was highly educated or well educated, and he built colleges and libraries. But what happened, all these nobles like corporators and MLAs, they felt, okay, he's becoming very powerful, let us kill him off and let's take all the money for ourselves. Something like that they would have thought. And he was executed, beheaded. See, golden period, got beheaded. And after Gawan's death, noble all gained power. So when power directly went into these people's hand, the kingdom became weak. Okay. So what happened? This Bahmani kingdom, it got split into five, uh, in known as Deccan Sultanates: Ahmadnagar, Bijapur, Golconda, Berar, and Bidar. So Bijapur and Bidar are in Karnataka. This is, I think, in Maharashtra. This is in Hyderabad, that Andhra Pradesh, and I don't know where is Berar. I need to find out. Okay. And they built amazing forts, tombs, mosques. We can find the Jama Masjid in Gulbarga, and Charminar in Hyderabad was built by these Bahmani kingdoms. Gol Gumbaz is again the second largest dome in the world. Yeah, I think after what do you call that? Taj Mahal. In south, you have Gol Gumbaz. So these are not exactly next to each other. Okay, this in Hyderabad and this in Bijapur. And when I was a kid, I had visited this place, man, Gol Gumbaz. It's like they have this whispering walls. So when you go inside this tomb, right, this doom, right, not the tomb, doom, you keep your ear here and you run across this doom on the other side and you talk or you do make some noise, you can hear from the other side. And if you keep on clapping and keep on shouting, it echoes 7 times. Amazing architecture. Yeah. So that's about it, guys. Look at this. Uh, we all have visited Mysore. We all would have visited Srirangapatnam. But our history and architecture beyond Mysore and Srirangapatna lies in Vijayanagar and Bijapur. Okay, you go there, you find amazing architecture. Vijayanagar is like in ruins, but even in ruins, you can make out the size. It was as big as Rome. Okay, or some would argue it was bigger than Rome, right? We know more about Rome than our own history, like Vijayanagar and Bijapur. So visit these two places during vacation. Hey, Bangalore is somewhere here. What we do is from Bangalore straight to Goa. Come back. Straight to Goa. Come back. Yeah. Make some time. Go to Hampi. Go to Bijapur, and you find amazing architecture, man. Okay. That's about it, and we'll talk more about this in the class.